Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent. I don't even have time to introduce the channel. I'm just going to get right into this. We've got so much to cover off today. Let's get right into it. So, I told you yesterday that it's strange that the Ripple is now all over the news and it's continuing. This momentum of Ripple being mentioned on main primetime news is continuing to develop. And I like what Crypto Bull 2020 said here. Ripple CEO on the national television this morning. I believe the media is now beginning to promote a narrative change towards XRP, and settlement will be next, followed by a price explosion. And I have to agree. Out of nowhere, now it's the talk of the town. It's on every news channel. They're talking about cross-border blockchain. The Ripple disrupts fintech. It is happening now on a daily basis. So let's check out what they had to say.
The token XRP. To do it, join us now, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. Brad, great to see you. Great to have you on today. Let's start just generally about the crypto arena and what we've seen, because there's an article today, Brad, about I guess it's harkening back to the colonial situation, pipeline and ransomware, etc. And the thrust is that we just need to ban crypto. And it's set forth. Here's all the reasons. I think about everything that you've set up with blockchain and DeFi and how this can really effectively replace a lot of existing systems like Swift or whatever, and it really works well. Do you think that, what do you make of someone that makes that case, given all the blockchain infrastructure and everything else, not just around Bitcoin, but do you think that this toothpaste ever goes back in the tube like that because you can use it for ransomware?
Not sure I've heard the toothpaste analogy before. I'm going to steal that one myself. Look, first of all, thank you for having me. I think the question you're asking is a really important one. And I think it gets to the kind of the core of sometimes just a misunderstanding about how these technologies can be applied in a way that actually is really good for businesses, for citizens, for just the community at large. And so when we talk about should we ban something, let's make sure we understand what we're talking about. The way Ripple uses these technologies, as you introduced, is we can make cross-border payments, which are slow and expensive today. We can make them real-time, very efficient, very low cost, and that's good for the global economy. We can unlock trillions of dollars of kind of trapped capital to make the economy more efficient. And so blockchain technologies can be applied in a lot of really constructive ways. That's reducing friction, whether that be transaction cost, transaction speed. But again, for Ripple, that's around payments. But I think to say, hey, let's just ban all this, yes, the toothpaste might already be out, and I don't know how you get it back in.
So really, really, really interesting to hear that. And the fact that, some people are talking about banning, cryptocurrency, it's fascinating, how little the entire world still knows about crypto. So I couldn't agree more with what Brad said there. And, blockchain is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be mass adopted. And, it is like the 90s .com boom. All 10,000 coins that are currently on CoinMarketCap are not going to be around. It's just a matter of fact. But the ones that will be around, they will be around for a very, very long time to come. And in the next 3, 4, 5 years, who knows where we can end up with Ripple. So, if we look at, just something as simple as this, the transactions per second, how many transactions per second XRP can do compared to these others, at some point, when in terms of mass adoption, this has to become a factor. You cannot run with 24 or 56 or 16 with Bitcoin. It's just not possible in mass adoption stage. We're not there yet. We're still early. Then obviously, Ripple during the beginning of the lawsuit did come out with this particular statement saying it is really, really important to get regulatory certainty, and that is the reason why Ripple is pushing for this. They want regulatory certainty so that without a shadow of a doubt in the future they cannot go after them again. So really, really important what's going on there. I like what Raphael did here, saying XRP suddenly move. Let's jump into Atani. Let's check out what is happening, what is going on, how it all looks, and then let's see what the indicators are telling us about what is likely to happen over the next couple of days. All right, so we're back inside Atani and we've got the indicators on. We've got the XRP currently on the daily chart. And on the daily here, we can see that the bridge between the blue and the orange MACD line is starting to come together. On the RSI, we are still, not oversold, but we're still well below that. And we are in the Bollinger, but, we're not too far away from the edge, really. We're not like somewhere in the middle, somewhere here. So what that tells us from the charts? Well, on the daily, it's giving us one picture, but let's look on the hourly. So on the hourly, we crossed back into a down spiral, but now we're about to cross again into a bull based on the MACD. And the Bollinger was sitting at about halfway. And on the RSI, we're sitting, about halfway as well. So very interesting to see that on the hourly. Now, if we move across now to 4 hours, what does that look like? Well, on the 4 hour, it is very much bullish. They're coming together. They're getting closer, but they're not quite there yet. And I think that will that is very, very important. That I believe it's still an uptrend based on that signal. On the 12 hour, this is where it gets interesting. On the 12 hour, we have crossed over into a more positive bullish signal. So while the daily is yet on the MACD to turn bullish, the 12 hour has just recently turned bullish. And so from here, I'm expecting 120, 125, we could expect a move, and that move would probably take us about halfway on the Bollinger. And then from there, we would know to, take a look and see what happens over the next couple of days. So interesting from the signals, but the 12-hour signal has just turned bullish. The 1 day, that's not bullish yet, but it is trending towards going bullish, but it's not there yet. So we're still not in the clear. Let's jump into some drawings and see what they say. All right, so over here right now, what I can see is that we're looking at a possible scenario. So one of the scenarios that we could be looking at right now is the scenario where we go, just a little bit above $1, maybe touch a little bit above that, maybe like 110. We could come back down and then push forward towards 120. So that is a scenario that, depending on how Bitcoin goes over the next couple of 12 to 24 hours, that could happen, right? So I want to always bring you multiple scenarios so you're prepared on all angles. The other scenario from here is that we push to 120. So we break out, we go to 120, we sort of hover around 110 and then continue to bounce a little bit and then push forward into the next target zone of 135 cents. This is an important zone. After that zone is broken, there will be a $2 jump. And it's very, very crucial. So the way I see it, the way that we're trending at the moment, breaking 120 is obviously a very important task. After breaking 120, we will be going towards the 130s, 135s. Once we hover around that sort of mark, then we will push. And then once we break out of that one, then the next stop will be $2. So from here, we can see a couple of resistance. So obviously we see a resistance at around 130. So we could jump 140, bounce back to $1, go to 130, bounce back to 120, go to 170, hover around 170 to 180. And then once that 180 is broken, then it goes, $2 and beyond. So I want to make sure that you know where we're at. And what we've had from the $1.98, we've had like literally almost a 65% discount at the lowest that we hit, and now we're ready to jump and continue to push forward. So very, very interesting the way this is all playing out, but from a charts perspective, it's playing out beautifully. So we have a target of 133, then a target of 170, third target $2, and then from $2 we will be in a new territory that we haven't been in for a long time. But that $2 to $3.30 back in 2018 is uncharted territory. There is nothing of support. It literally is unknown territory. So how fast can we go from $2 to $3.30 can be very, very quickly because there is no resistance. So from a perspective of where we are right now, where we're going, the $3 target, achieving that $3, then, SEC settlement and all the other things to come out in the coming weeks and days and months, will see us really have an amazingly strong bull run throughout 2021. So super exciting. Glad to have brought this to you. The news is coming. The price will follow, the settlement will follow, and then major explosion in price will follow after that. It is all coming, and as always, time in the market will always beat timing the market. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you all so very much for the love and passion you show the channel, and I look forward to see you on the next one.